Greetings, AmeriCorps members. I'm Congresswoman Pramila Jayapal, and I'm proud to represent Washington's 7th Congressional District. I'm honored to speak with you today as part of your AmeriCorps Swearing-In Ceremony. In joining AmeriCorps, you are becoming part of a proud community of public servants, over 1 million strong, that have made the brave, honorable choice to serve your country, lending your talents and experiences to our most pressing challenges. This is a community that I and the organization I started, One America, has benefited greatly from over the years. After 9/11, when I started the organization to fight back against the incursions of the government against immigrants and refugees, Muslims and others, and then later to fight for immigrant justice and comprehensive immigration reform, we started with an amazing group of AmeriCorps members. As a brand new nonprofit organization, that help from smart, talented, committed AmeriCorps was so essential to building the organization into the powerful force it became. Founding and growing the organization over the 12 years that I served as executive director simply would not have been possible without the incredible contributions and leadership of AmeriCorps that we were lucky enough to have. But also, it was and always will be an incredible training ground. I've been so proud to watch those former young AmeriCorps members that worked with One America go on to be leaders for justice themselves, learning, growing, and always understanding the value of public service for justice. Your class of Corps members is faced with the biggest economic and public health crisis we have seen in our lifetimes, with more American lives lost than during the 2 decades of the Vietnam War and the First World War. The COVID-19 crisis has rocked all of our lives, and at the same time, we are faced with a long-standing racial justice crisis, a climate crisis, a country with people in positions of power who we cannot even trust to tell us the truth. But in joining AmeriCorps, you have taken the first step on a journey that will make your life so much richer, the journey of public service. This is the moment when we need your leadership and your energy more than ever, and I want you to know that public service, the work of anti-poverty programs and disaster relief efforts, classroom mentoring, and work with veterans, the work that AmeriCorps is known for is work that sows the seeds of transformative change and real justice. The very history of programs like AmeriCorps and the Peace Corps tells a tale of ingenuity, a harnessing of the American spirits of coming together from a time of crisis. The Peace Corps was created in the aftermath of the Great Depression, along with many other bedrock federal institutions that we rely on today. And the Works Progress Administration put millions to work on the roads, dams, and bridges that transformed our way of life. The AmeriCorps programs you are about to embark upon first started as part of President Lyndon Johnson's War on Poverty programs in 1965. Strength emerges in times of crisis, and this one is no different. This is a time that calls for your strength, your leadership, your creativity, and your innovation to shine. It calls for all of us to ask questions. What new ways can we reimagine public service to meet our current moment? Can our urgent need for more COVID testing, contact tracing, and a vaccine present opportunities for jobs and for public service? How can we leverage the advantages of virtual work that we are beginning to realize? Can we finally guarantee health care for every person in this country as we see tens of millions lose their insurance during a pandemic? What can we learn from living through great tragedy alongside the biggest drop in global carbon emissions since World War II that can help us to solve the climate crisis? And what can we do to finally address the long structural history of racial, gender, and income inequality and injustice, of white supremacy and anti-Blackness? These are not theoretical questions. They are real challenges that you are now going to be in a position to lead on. Being an organizer and being in public service is about pushing the boundaries of what is seen as possible. Young people have always been at the forefront of the exciting movements that we have seen change the conversation about what's possible, from gun safety to the Green New Deal to the long overdue protests against anti-Blackness and racial injustice. I am so inspired by the new ways that you are organizing, demanding change, and delivering, and seeing how deeply interconnected these issues are. So I'm counting on all of you, on your courage, your talents, and your voices to help guide us into a better and more just world. You have taken the first step on a challenging and rewarding journey that will lead you and our country to new heights. I wish you the very best on what's ahead, and know that I will be right there alongside you, fighting every step of the way for justice.